My name's Alex, and I'm going to show you how to change the blending defaults in Photoshop. So I've got my random drawing that I've done here, and I'm just going to show you how to change around some of the ways to blend things in Photoshop. So I'm going to fill this in with a little bit of color, actually, so I can show you what I mean. So I'm just going to fill that in right there and fill this in right here. All right. Now, suppose you kind of want that smudged look. So I'm going to go, it's below the fill tool, and it's going to look kind of like, it's going to look like a droplet. So I'm going to go to the smudge first. I'm going to zoom in a little bit. And what smudging does, it acts as finger painting, I like to say, because when you smudge it, it acts almost, in a way, it also acts like a paintbrush, like a more realistic version of a paintbrush, because it's blending the color with whatever color is underneath it. So there are ways to make this stronger and less strong. So as you can see up here, I've got strength, and I'm at 50%. If you do 100%, you're literally dragging the color. You're not, it's like basically the same thing as the paintbrush. There's really no difference. You're just dragging the color. So it's best to have it at 50 to start, because if you're looking for that sort of blended look, I think that's what you're going to want to go for. And then darken is actually going to darken it as you're smudging it. And this is what you'd want if you were doing like an oil painting sort of deal. Like if you're trying to make it look like a real oil painting or like a real watercolor painting, that's when I would use these options, because they kind of help you get that look that you're looking for. Although this is also acting as a dodge/burn, just while you're blending, so that you don't have to go back in, burn it, resmudge it, and possibly mess up the image. And then hue is just going to play around with the colors pretty much. And saturation is going to make it more saturated. And so what I'm going to do now is I'm going to show you how to use the blur tool. And how to alter that. And blur is much different from smudge. You're not going to get that same look at all. Blur is more for, suppose I wanted this shape, but I don't want it to look so sharp. I kind of want it to look a little fuzzier. So I'm just going to go ahead and go over it. And if you're an artist or an illustrator, what a lot of people like to do is they use the blur a lot for shading. So for example, if I decided I wanted to shade this here, I would use the blur tool if I wanted the shading to be kind of subtle, but like keep the shape pretty much. If I didn't want the shape to stay, I would use the smudge tool. So that's what I did here. And then it's pretty much the exact same thing with the smudge tool. You can play with the strength, and you can also play with the darken and lighten. And then the sharpen tool is pretty much so you can make things sharper. It's like the opposite of the blur tool, pretty much. My name is Alex, and this is how you change the blending defaults in Photoshop. Thanks for watching.